What's up, scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and welcome to something very exciting. I am doing an Inkie June marathon. If you are an OG inklet from many, many years ago, I don't think I've done one of these for maybe 4 years. I think they're all pre-Archie. I used to do the Inkie June marathon where I would do a video every single day on YouTube, and so that's what you are getting this year. I just thought, now that I am not pregnant and the bubs are a little bit more grown, I thought I would give it a try and see if I can get a month of videos out for you guys, just to show you my thanks and my love for all of you, and just as a way to say thanks for watching my channel all over the years, or if you're a new subscriber. So this is the first video, and unlike previous years, I'm going to alternate the Inkie June marathon across my 2 YouTube channels. So today there's a video on Inkie Quill, tomorrow there's a video on Let's Get Inkie, and then the next day back to Inkie Quill, the next day Let's Get Inkie, and it will just follow on like that. So make sure you subscribe to both of them if you don't want to miss out on any of the videos, and turn on your little notification bell thingamajiggy. So for this one, I thought we'd start with a bit of a bang, and I'd do a mixed media layout. And I will admit, I have neglected my texture paste lately because I'm trying to make my albums a little bit thinner at the moment. Oh, I had a little friend while I was filming this. I filmed this a few months ago, which is why she looks a lot smaller than she is now. But she was keeping me company while I was filming. And yeah, back to texture paste. I used to use it all of the time, but I don't know, it chunks up the album a lot. And so for my 2019 albums, this is the one I'm working on, I'm trying to limit them. So what I've done is, before I turned on the camera, I coated this whole piece of paper with clear gesso. And the reason why I did that is, if I hadn't, the ink wouldn't be flopping around and flowing nicely across the page. The colours wouldn't be as vibrant. They would, it's like, have you ever seen a wet piece of paper? It goes all dark and mottly and not very pretty. So I did a coat of clear gesso, and then I did the texture paste with the heart stencil over the top with just a paint spatula. And then these little droppers are Liquitex acrylic ink. They're one of my favourite little tools in my craft room to use, and I just find that I can do a lot with them because they've got the opaqueness of acrylic paint, but they're also nice and flowy, which is it's a property that I really like. However, when I use watercolours or distress inks, they're not as dark and bright and opaque as these are. So what I've done is I wet my paper and I put the acrylic ink down and kind of smudged it around. I lent my paper back and forth so that I could get some droopy bits. And then I like to do a bit of a paper towel roll down my page, and I do often use those paper towels for other projects in my junk journal later on. And then I went over the top and I did some little splatters as well. I wanted to highlight some of the hearts a little bit, so I tried using just some pink, I think it was a Dina Wakley paint, but I wasn't a fan of how the light pink wasn't standing up enough against the dark pink. So I grabbed the gold in the Liquitex acrylic ink, and I decided to go with that one instead. And by the way, not sponsored. I know I use a lot of Liquitex products. I'm definitely not sponsored by them. Wish I was, but I'm not. It's just the thing that I can get easiest at my local art supply store. If you're an Aussie peep, I buy most of these products from Eckersley's. I think you can buy online with them as well. I'm lucky enough to have a local store nearby, which is very, very dangerous. It's especially dangerous if I go the week after payday. I need to try and time my visits there so that it's the end of the month and I haven't just been paid, because I can do some damage in there if let loose. So I did some gold splatters too, and then dried it with my very, very painty heat gun. And then I'm attaching my photo with some wet glue. And the reason why I'm using wet glue is because of that texture paste. It's so chunky and bumpy, and I knew that my double-sided tape wouldn't stick to it. I've talked about my adhesive troubles with the climate and the houses and the dampness that I live in, and so I always try my best to use the best adhesive to suit the conditions that I live in, especially the hot and the cold weather changes. So then I wasn't quite sure what to do then. So this is a photo taken at a retreat that I went to with some of my closest scrappy pals. Zoe is missing from this photo. She was the only one from our little table that was missing. But we took a photo before we left, and I've said before, scrapbooking crops and retreats, they're so fun. They are very nerve-wracking if you don't know anyone. I went to my first one, didn't know a single person, and I met a couple of these girls there, and they're some of my closest pals now. And it can be very nerve-wracking to attend something, especially if it's overnight. So the first retreat that I went to, I think, was 3 nights away. And so I was a bit nervous because I thought, what if no one talks to me for 4 days? What if I just sit by myself and I have no one to talk to or no one to sit with when I eat dinner, that type of thing. But you find you're in a place with like-minded people. They're all there for the same reason that you are, to create, to laugh, to have a break from like home life and the realities of adulthood. And it's really fun. So if you can go to a retreat or a crop, highly recommend them. So for this one, I used a mixture of goodies. I mixed a few different collections. I've got some cocoa vanilla, that's where most of the flowers are from. The leaves are puffy crepe paper. And then I've got some L Studio little labels as well. And my camera went a little bit out of focus here, which is why I've sped this tiny 20 seconds of the video up so fast. But I really love the way this layout turned out. The mixed media was definitely a bang, and you can see the white texture paste hearts a lot clearer in real life. But thanks for watching today, and please give this video a thumbs up if you're as excited for the Inkie June Marathon as I am. Don't forget to head to my Let's Get Inkie channel to see tomorrow's video. All right, peeps, I'll see you next time. Bye.